Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We have some special guests joining us this morning.
That's right. World-renowned motivational speaker,
Yes,
Mr. Les Brown.
Yes, and his son, John Leslie Brown. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be here, sir.
Wow.
Plum-pleasing pleasure. How do you please the plum? How do you please the plum, Mr. Brown? Do tell.
It takes a little work up in here.
Now tell the people who is Les Brown for folks who may not know.
Well, I was born in an abandoned building on a floor with a twin brother in Liberty City. We were 6 weeks of age. We became foster kids, and then we were adopted. And when I was in fifth grade, I was labeled educable mental retarded and put back from the fifth grade to the fourth grade. And
Hold on. You can't. I don't think you can say that word no more. Can you?
Because
He can. That's what he was labeled.
I know, but
Yeah,
now
yeah.
they say it's politically incorrect
But
to
that's what he was
say.
labeled as a
Yeah,
kid. So you can say
exactly.
that.
during that time, you could.
Yeah,
right.
I know. I just don't want
And you
to say
can't just say it in conversation
And
like, oh, yes.
87% of the kids that are relegated to special education are African American males.
That's
you
right.
know, and I fit that profile and failed again when I was in the 8th grade. But I had a high school teacher that was very much like you guys who did a major interruption. He asked me to do something, to work out a problem, and I told him I couldn't do it. And he said, why not? I said, I'm not one of his students. He said, do it anyhow. And I said, I can't, sir. And then the other students started laughing, saying, he's Leslie. He's got a twin brother, Wesley. Wesley's smart. He's DT. And he asked, what's DT? He's the dumb twin. And
Damn it, man.
Yes, and I said, I am, sir. And he came from behind his desk. He said, don't you ever say that again.
That's right.
Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality.
That's right.
Yeah, and so that was a major disruption. We all have disruptions in our lives, and he disrupted the story that I believe about myself. And the work that I do is to help people to begin to create a different story for themselves. When you live in a culture that destroys your sense of self and demonizes you and deny you, it causes you to really want to begin to work to overcome that mental conditioning and begin to carve out the life that you're supposed to live. And so that's what I've planted my feet on and start working on. My son, John Leslie, he's the president of the company, and we've been doing this for many years. I've been doing it for 51 years. I'm 77. So it's been an exciting venture doing this kind of work all over the world.
Can we dig a little deeper into the belief system that we all have of ourselves? Because Bishop T.D. Jakes gave a great sermon on this yesterday called "Hurdles to Wholeness," and he spoke about how other people's opinion, your growth is not predicated on other people's opinion, and he said it's all about the belief system you have of yourself.
The belief systems are created between the ages of 0 and 5. We learn through conversations, through observation, through experiences, and through things that we observe. And between 0 and 5, there's a voice that formulates in our heart according to the most exhaustive study by Martin Seligman in a book called Learned Optimism that says yes, or that voice says no. And it governs your choice. It becomes a way in which you begin to view the world. And so what we have to do to get through it, it's not just a conversation. We just did a training at the Rock Church in Queens. We created an experience so that people can begin to get outside of their history and live out of their imagination, because most people are not even aware of what's governing their choices and behavior. Case in point, the anthropologist Margaret Mead was in London, and a waiter said, there's several Americans here tonight. And so she said, is that right? And said, yeah. Said, let me know when you serve them dessert, then I'll tell you how many are here. So he came back over the table and said, I've done it. So she got up and she walked around. She said, there are 35. He looked at the roster. He said, how do you know? She said, in the UK, when you eat a slice of pie, you eat it from the crust toward the tip. In America, when you eat it from the tip toward the crust. How do you eat your pie?
From the tip to the crust.
Yeah.
Same way I eat my pizza.
Yeah, so what else do we pick up? We pick up things, in our culture that governs our behavior, the things that we say. We live within the context of the stories we believe about ourselves. And so this gentleman, because being adopted, being labeled educable mentally retarded, I followed him. I could never become one of his students because during that time, you could not be mainstream and go to class with other kids. But I followed him because he had such great oratorical skills. He was a speech and drama instructor. And he took a liking to me, and he taught me 3 things that's very important. He said, in order to make it in life, number 1, you have to develop your mind, that you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. Number 2, you have to practice the principle of OQP, only quality people. You earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. People rub off on you. Academy Award winner Sidney Poitier said, when you go for a walk with someone, something happens. Either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? But the other thing that he said that's most important, that's really important today, he said, develop your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you begin to tell the world who you are.